let me introduce you to my favorite cartographers and my cat Minosh, who doesn't want to leave this room right now. Hello everybody, my name is Müştezoğlu, also known as ReadyMaps. Let's start today's video with a special, big, massive thanks to all these artists for allowing me to showcase their works and sharing their insights with me. So guys, thank you very much. Alright, look at this beauty, guys. It is from Kiara. What makes Kiara one of my favorite cartographers in the world is when I first started making fantasy maps, I was getting lots of inspirations from Kiara. Look at this. Like, even if you zoom in, it's perfect. It's lovely. And in fact, let me show you this one. There's only like blues and whites and ice colors with red. And yet the map still amazes.
Is inevitable.
To get inspired by Kiara, in my opinion. Following up with Francesca. When I looked at her maps for the first time, I was like, I wish I could create as authentic looking maps as she can. Like, guys, check this out. Every time she makes a map, look, I have these three, right? They all look so unique. They all look so authentic. And
Is a thing of beauty.
possibly this is the biggest reason I was so in love with her works. Of course, apart from the amazing coloring and the beautifully done illustrations. It's just a pleasure looking around these maps. And actually, she kindly shared some beautiful insights, so please allow me to read. When creating my maps, I try to imagine myself as a character in the setting. How would someone from that time and place paint a map? I do my best to add to each one of my maps characteristic elements from the lore so that when readers or players see the map, they are hopefully immediately transported to the setting. What do you think, guys? Is she able to nail that? Following up with the queen of architectural designs, Svetlana. She makes a great job reflecting the theme of the architecture. We can clearly see that here. Using basic shapes, but with such precision, with such balance, no matter how many types you throw at her, I'm sure that she's gonna handle all of them very well. This is not the only reason why she's one of my favorites.
There is more.
The overall quality is also here. The coloring, the unique style of each element, the mountains, the trees, everything about her work, in my opinion, is amazing. And let me quickly also share her insights. I am a self-taught artist that started from making battle maps for my personal D&D campaign and just wanted to share the result with the world. Which means, if you want to achieve these kind of results, the point is to start from somewhere. And now I'm lucky enough to be a full-time artist. I love to design and paint cities and maps. I try to experiment with things and add new element into my work. Also, I heavily encourage everyone to not use AI in their work and actually learn art. You can do it at any age and you can be really good at it with time. 100% agreed. Thank you very much for sharing these insights. Following up with Karine. When I check her maps, it immediately gives me feeling of medieval fantasy world vibe.
Many good reasons.
They are reflective, yet minimal. Look at this one. Gives that feeling of those medieval maps. And also the way she decorates them with many animals without giving too much attention to details or anatomical correction. It works really well. Here is a Middle-earth map from her style. She says, for me, making a fantasy map starts with a strong desire to paint watercolor. Sometimes I take care to look up resources and make a grid to make the map as accurate as possible. The important thing for me is to have fun. Usually that means adding a lot of different critters and details, which I love to do because they tell a story about the world. The process of making fantasy map for me is like making my own spread in a coloring book. And you know what, Karine? I think you are nailing that, which we can clearly see. So great job. Love the work. Following up with Dread maps. I'm not the man to judge top-down maps and I don't make them. But I know people love them and use them. Therefore, I check them time to time. When I met this guy, I was like, they look absolutely gorgeous. The consistency is there. The details are there. And you even make multiple levels of the place very consistently. Let me show you, for example. This is the same place. This is also the same place. And they go on top of each other very nicely.
Well, I think it's cool.
I love the fact that he's using assets, but still nailing the quality. And he also told me that I try to create maps that evoke a feeling and tell a story by just looking at it. To make the mind wander to spider in all directions about the map's possibilities. What kind of characters exist in that space and what sort of scenarios would make it hella fun to create. And in my opinion, if I would be playing with you, I would absolutely feel it. Following up with a duo from Italy, Morano and Angela, known as Inkompass Maps. The balance of the inking and the watercolor is so nice. And the overall detail, the overall designs are so beautifully done. It's also giving me like some medieval vibes. For example, this guy here. Or the compass right here. But they have their own unique touches. They also have some highly detailed parts. Like for example, look at this. This is the Witcher map. Check this border out. Guys, how many things are you gonna fit in a border? Are you like crazy? It's just a pleasure seeing all this detail put into a border. I'm looking forward to see more and more of their works, and I highly encourage you to check their works. And now the grand finals, Dimension Door. Well, in my opinion, he is the king of digital map making because every time I check his works, he captures me. He uses all the advantages of digital map making beautifully with a great balance. And what are those advantages, by the way? I got a video right here. Check that out and let me know also what you think of that. He also told me he loves to work with and for authors. Reading a book and trying to bring it to life is really cool and rewarding. I completely agree. I think that's the point of making fantasy maps. He also kindly shared with me some of the steps. Well, isn't this cool, guys? This is one of the advantages of working digitally. Like organizing it and repurposing it is very easy. Making adjustments is really easy. I know, I just said he's the king, right? So let me also show a little bit of his account. I will also list all the accounts of all these cartographers so that you can also get inspired. And look at this. Where did you even come on? This is so cool. Even the tutorials are so elegantly done. We could say I'm a fan of this guy, to be honest. I don't want to make it sound like a paid promotional video where he paid me to, compliment to him. So I will just jump back here. Now you know all my favorite fantasy cartographers. I mean, it doesn't mean that these are the only people I like to follow and check. There are also many other fantasy cartographers out there who are very talented. Make sure to comment down below. Who's your favorite fantasy cartographer overall? I hope you liked the video and I'll see you in the next videos. Bye.